I'd like to welcome everybody to I Ski with Frankie Z. As we're going live today, our top stories: Michael Jackson tops song list. Tom Cruise to sell his Telluride cabin, $0.5 million. March Madness in the Pac-12, skiing near Indianapolis. Speaking of March Madness, and the NCAA championship on April 5th. Who will be there?
At the end of your life, I guarantee you won't be thinking about the times you played it safe.
I'd like to welcome everybody to I Ski with Frankie Z. As we're going live today, our top stories: Michael Jackson tops song list. Tom Cruise to sell his Telluride cabin, $1 million. Stimulus checks should you buy skis and boots. Top 5 song list. So tune in for that. Topping the list, Tom Cruise's Telluride home sells for $39.5 million. Was I going to say $3 million? Was I going to say $30 million? No. $39.5 million. It's 320 acres. The road to get from the main road to his house, private drive, is 1 mile long. Like, it's built for seclusion. And if you want to know more about this, like checking out the pictures and that kind of thing, go check it out. But overall, the house has 11,512 square feet. I mean, this is like Top Gun's pimp pad, right? Pimp pad for Top Gun. My boy Tommy over here cooking up with some serious gas on. I don't know, man. That is just that house has to be just the best. Kind of just looking over here, what it says is that he tried selling the property 7 years ago for $59 million, but it never listed publicly. Listen, I don't know what happened. You know, you make your money on the buy, not the sale. I always remember that, Tommy. But anyway, that's just something to put in your pipe and smoke on later. So that's what's cooking with Tom Cruise up in Colorado. I don't know, man. Like, if it was me, I'd call my boys and I'd be like, look, should I stay or should I go? Come up here and we'll talk about it for a weekend. And of course, we'd stay. We'd just plan for another trip. Doesn't he have any friends? We'll keep popping here with I Ski with Frankie Z. Skiing near Indianapolis. When I heard that the championships were going to be in Indianapolis. So if you're going to be in Indy and you're wondering, is there anywhere to ski? I've got a nice little ski report that I'm going to bring to you here from my girl Susan with Google. Are you ready for this?
Top ski resorts in and around Indiana. As a part of the United States Corn Belt, endless agricultural fields are probably what come to mind when imagining Indiana. The state may not have much of a reputation when it comes to skiing, but that doesn't mean there isn't some winter fun to be had in and around the Hoosier State. Tucked between those fields of grain are local ski haunts, and beyond the state's borders are even more options. Take a long drive through the countryside in Indiana and beyond, or along the coast of a Great Lake, to a snowy ski resort. Paoli Peaks, Indiana. One of 2 alpine-style ski resorts in Indiana, Paoli Peaks is at a modest elevation of 900 feet with a vertical drop of 300 feet. 17 runs at different skill levels offer skiers and snowboarders a downhill adrenaline rush without leaving the state. The resort also offers snow tubing for those who haven't yet mastered gliding along the slopes on their own. Paoli Peaks Day Lodge, perched at the top of the hill, offers amenities such as a cafeteria-style restaurant, equipment rental shop, and a first aid facility. While there is no accommodation in the ski area, many are to be found nearby. The resort is located near Hoosier National Forest, in case you want to get some extra nature walks in during your winter adventure. Perfect North Slopes, Indiana. Located only an hour and a half drive from Indianapolis. Perfect North Slopes is the second of the state's ski resorts. With an elevation of 800 feet, a vertical drop of 400 feet, 23 runs available at beginner, intermediate, and advanced levels, the resort is an ideal option for groups of skiers and snowboarders with different skills. The main lodge offers a small cafeteria with snack-like foods to keep you satiated, and a skiing and snowboarding shop can also be found in the East Lodge. Ski lessons and snow tubing are also available at Perfect North Slopes.
Well, now that's where I want to go. That's what I'm talking about. Perfect North Slope sounds like the place to be if you're over in Indianapolis for the big dance. If you're over there and you can't get tickets to the game, or you don't want to go to the game, maybe you're there and you're with somebody and they're basketball fanatics. You know how basketball fanatics are. They're like face painting and wearing team colors and whatnot. Love those people. God, I love those people. I like doing that sometimes too. That's the best. So you're over there putting on your war paint, and somebody in your group's like, nah, I'm not into it. And maybe museums are closed, or maybe you just happen to bring your boards with you, and you're saying, I'm going to put these planks to work in Indianapolis while I'm out here. Good news. It sounds like perfect North Slopes is the way to go. I was looking at a picture of it, and it looks like it might even have some rooms right there at the edge of the slopes. I don't know if you'd call it ski in, ski out. Maybe they do, but whatever it is, they said it has both all three intermediate, beginner, and expert runs. Man, I was looking at a map of it. It looks like it has a couple of 5 or 6 lifts, and oh man, I don't know, man. I'm telling you, these places like this, it may not be something like we know about in the Rockies, but some of these ski resorts are cool and worth hitting up. Check it out. So that's what's cooking up there. Is the Perfect North is the one, and then the other one is called Paoli Peaks, and it says it has 17 runs at different skill levels, which means that they have beginner and intermediate, or like almost intermediate. That's all right. Listen, you got to keep your game tight, no matter where you're playing. You know what I mean? It's just like anything. You find whatever you have to work with, wherever you're skiing, you get better based off your skill set and what you have available. That's all there is to it. So if you don't want to improve on your game, then complain about your hill and what it isn't or whatever. But I say just apply yourself. And if you have short runs, then make short turns and make the most of it. Work on your turns. But if you get on a hill with good vertical and you're an expert skier and you like to go fast, then that's when you have your opportunity to do so. Take advantage of it. But if you go to a smaller hill, smaller runs, don't expect to have long GS turns and a run, or well, anyway, I think the point that's being made is stay in your lane. If you want long runs, go to where they have long runs. But if you're in Indianapolis and you're up there for the basketball tournament and you don't want to go to the game, or you want something else to do while you're up there, go skiing. They got some great places up there for you. That's the cool part. So check out Indianapolis. Let's see here. Moving on. Indianapolis skiing tournament, April 5th. I'm heading skiing tomorrow, by the way. If anybody's going to be on the hill, it'll be Tuesday. What is that? March 23rd. Is that right? Tuesday, March 23rd, heading up to the hill. I ski with Frankie Z. Rolling with the blue helmet. Actually, I don't know. Tomorrow, maybe filming with no helmet. And I recommend a helmet every time you ski. You just never know when you need it. You never know when you might fall or get in that situation. But sometimes in the spring, you just got to go without it. The weather's so good. This is the best time of year to ski, especially in Arizona. So I'm telling you, Snowbowl has cheap tickets. The Arizona Snowbowl in Flagstaff has cheap lessons, cheap rentals. And you're saying, like, how much? Just depends on how far advanced you get it, but you can. It starts at $29 lift tickets and goes up from there, I think. So, oh my gosh, you got to take advantage of these types of things when they're available for you. Should you buy skis or boots with your stimulus check? Boy, that's an interesting question, because I got to tell you, my first answer is yes. Just because I've been eyeing some new ROSSIGNOL heroes now for a minute. And so I went on rossignol.com and I started shopping around on their website, and I started checking out what was going on with ROSSIGNOL. And craziest thing happened here. I put in for some all-mountain skis, and it popped up these cool-looking all-mountain ski experienced 84 A1s or ALs. Let's see, must be A1s. And I would like to know what you guys are skiing on now. If you want to leave them in the comments and let me know what you're skiing on, I'd appreciate it. And what you think. What I really want is some heroes. But I don't know if those are, because I like turning too. I don't like just to go fast. I like a little turning. So what do you guys think about the men's All-American Ski Experience 84s, AIs, or the ROSSIGNOL Heroes? The other thing I was looking at was the ROSSIGNOL Hero boots. I don't know if anybody's thought about boots, but there's some nice looking heroes. And the other one is the ROSSIGNOL All Track. And that's what this one is here, for example, that Olivia stomps in. And what's cool about this one is the All Track has this hike or ski mode. So you can lift this thing up, and now it's in hike mode, and it gives the boot a little more play. You lock that down, and it's in ski mode now. It's kind of cool. And it's a beautiful boot, man. I gotta tell you, I just think it is so pretty. Beautiful design, great fit. This boot is absolutely awesome. And she loves it. I mean, I haven't actually put the boot on my foot, but Olivia absolutely endorses this ROSSIGNOL All Track. And so I was looking at those, maybe some heroes, but the hero skis for sure. Maybe, I don't know, maybe both. Maybe some all mountain, and then maybe that race ski with a sharp edge. I don't know. Tell me what you think. I'm a ROSSIGNOL guy. I like the ROSSIGNOL, but there's other skis out there. There's a Blizzard. What else you skiing on? Let me know. I'd be interested. And then tell me what you're spending your stimulus on. Is it skis or no skis? Ski Pass is coming up. By the way, we're gonna get a news report on our next show coming up about the upcoming Ski Pass is gonna become available. They're gonna have an early sale on some of these coming in March and April and May. To keep your eyes peeled for those. You may want to buy those early and get on the early on that so that they don't sell out on you. You're like, what? Buying for next season already? Yeah, and it'll be here in no time too, so you got to be ready for that. Now, let's see if we're missing any current news, anything to get you caught up on here. there was a couple options on the ROSSIGNOL. You need to go to rossignol.com and check that out. See what you need as far as your skis go. I think you'd be interested to find out how that works, because they have a couple of options if you want to go with racing, if you want to go with all mountain, if you want to go with, there's a couple of options for you to take a look at. And then it also asks you some other things like skill level, but man, I came up with these. I was like, oh, what? Okay. It's that time. You know what that time is? It's the song list. Oh, I couldn't wait to get to the song list. The song list today comes in at number 5 by Susie and the Banshees. Spelled SIOUXSAE and the Banshees. BANSHEES. Slow Drive. Man, this song just plays hard. It sounds good. I don't even know what it's supposed to mean. I looked up some meaning on it. There wasn't a whole lot about it. Put it on the song list. Listen to that thing when you're rolling down the hill. You'll know what I'm talking about. She's got a great voice too, man. She just bangs this out. Coming in at number 4. You won't believe this one. This one's crazy. Blast from the Past. And some of my younger viewers, younger listeners, you won't even know what this is. You need to go in and check yourself on this one, because this one's fun. This was when rock didn't know if it was rock or disco, and if disco didn't know if it should stay rock or move on. The song's called Do Ya Think I'm Sexy by Rod Stewart. DAYA, Think I'm Sexy. Do ya think I'm sexy? Oh my God, this one bangs out too. About that same time, the Rolling Stones released a song called Miss You. And there was these rockers that didn't know how to stay relevant. And so they kind of came up with these crazy songs. And this one by Rod Stewart, oh yeah, it just says that it came out about the same time as the Rolling Stones' Miss You. But it was his kind of play on like a rock version with like a dance beat. So it ended up being a really good song for him that he ended up becoming kind of embarrassed playing, I guess, after a while, because as he got older, a song didn't quite apply to him. As a young artist touring, he was quite the sexy sex object, and he would say, "Do you think I'm sexy?" And the crowd would answer back, "Yes." Oh, that's so funny. Coming in at number 3, Dreaming Awake by P.O.D. So if anybody's ever seen The Matrix Reloaded, that's where this song comes from. I was going to say, oh my gosh, I got to check that out, because the song, it just totally reminds me of that movie. It's kind of futuristic, and I don't even know, it's one of the most unique songs you'll ever hear. But when you're skiing, if this thing's blasting in your hair and you're rolling down the road, it is the song. It is the jam. So check that out. P.O.D. comes in with Dreaming Awake. Number 2. You ready for this? Highly Suspect comes in with a song called Lydia. What is beautiful about this song is it screams heavy rock and roll with a great beat that almost has like slalom turns built right into it, like you're running a GS. It's crazy how when you put this thing on, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you ski, if you snowboard, even if you just like the outdoors and you're on your bike, if you're on a treadmill, if you work out, put Lydia on by Highly Suspect. I'm going to give you a little bit of the lyrics here. You ready for this? Black ocean, cold and dark. I'm the hungry shark, fast and merciless. Oh, I shouldn't even sing it to you, but I love this song so much. But the only girl I could talk to. Oh, by the way, this song was filmed underwater. It had one shot, and it shows this chick doing all this stuff underwater. Like, it has such a cool video. You got to check it out. So he ends up talking about, tell me what is worse than this. The echoes through the halls, they dance along the walls. As you can see, it's kind of poetic and it's kind of romantic in a way. You were the one that I used to love, and I'm still in love with. How does it say? When you put this thing to music, it starts sounding pretty good. It's pretty good. So you got to check it out. I've seen better days, so unafraid in my youth. Oh man, it's so jamming. I am tearing this thing up. I'm not even doing it justice, and I apologize because I'm not over here trying to get you guys to turn away from it. But like, you gotta check out the rock and roll, man. This thing pops in. So this makes number one even more exciting, because this next song, the number one song by Michael Jackson, is so cool. And it's so complicated in such a cool musical way, because like the lead guitarist is Steve Stevens. And if you don't know who that is, homeboy used to roll with Billy Idol. Let me pull this up here, because let's just jump into it. You ready? The song is called Dirty Diana. It's a song by Michael Jackson, and it's the 9th track on his 7th studio album, Bad. I'm reading this off of Wikipedia, by the way. The song was released by Epic Records on April 18th, 1988, and it's the 5th single from the album. Man, I'll tell you, he had Beat It and Thriller before that, and then all of a sudden he popped out with this one, and then Dirty Diana was on there. Oh, it was so crazy. Like, what a great song. Hands down, one of his coolest kind of rock songs that, I don't know, like, you couldn't believe that Michael had this kind of musical range. That's what was so amazing about it, to me at least. Because when I sit there and think about it, like, I even remember when it came out, like, some people were talking about it like it was about Dirty Diana was like Princess Di, and then Diana Ross, and he's like, no, the song was written about like this groupie. And Diana Ross actually played the song, by the way, before some of her concerts, and played a little ballad there for her concerts. But it was about the song's lyrics were about groupies Jackson was also confronted with during his time on the road and touring. He just ran into Dirty Dianas, is what he was calling them. But Dirty Diana didn't upset Princess Di. In fact, she said that it was one of her favorite songs, which I thought was very cool, because, like, I don't know, sometimes you think that people can be a little too uppity or whatever, but like, she wasn't at all, even in her music. And I thought that was really cool. So that's what we came up with today for the top 5 music on the list. We want to thank you if you've listened this long to the show, because we have a couple of shows that we're going to have coming up we wanted to tell you a little bit about. First one is the coolest towns that are filled with wine, cowboys, or cowgirls, and ski people. Yeah, we're going to talk about cool Arizona towns with that kind of quality to them. And then working out to ski, what you need to be doing season, off season, working out, why you want to work out. We got to talk about that. We're going to have another one coming up with top hotels on Route 66. We had a nice little show called Hotels that was specifically for Flagstaff that we did. So if you want to go back and reference that, but we're going to do one with some of the other hotels that are on Route 66. We're going to talk about those. Some that are fun in both winter and summer. And then also where to play golf in northern Arizona. So stay tuned for that. And if you would, hit the subscribe button. We'd appreciate that. If you could support the channel in that way, we'd really appreciate it. And the other thing is we'd lastly like to say thank you for listening. Thank you for being a part of the show. This makes it so interesting because I have people that send me text messages and they say, hey, what's going on? How's this? How's that? I have a question about ski socks, about ski gloves, skiing. How do I rent? And we've answered some of these questions, but a lot of them we're going to be getting to. Talking about ski helmets. We've talked about skis in just today's show. Love the ROSSIGNOL brand. It's too much. Oh. Okay, well, this is what I'm talking about. I got to get caught up on this thing. Well, my YouTube folks, I just want to tell you thanks for tuning in. Drop us a comment. Let us know where you're listening from and what kind of skis you use if you don't want to let me know where you're at. I'd appreciate it. You guys stay cool, and we'll see you real soon. Peace out. Thanks, my peace people. Whoops.